Hold on, let me grab my book. I always think I have everything with me ready to go, and it's sitting off to the other side, or no, it's over here, and ugh. All right, I am not going to be on super long because I need to eat, and then I need to soak, and I need to be, and I have so many information codes coming through. I had to draw them out last night in my journal, and now they're ready to be transferred to art paper. So let's dive into our last one. OMG. Guys, look how fast that went by, you guys. Went by so fast. I'm like, dang. Okay. We are on the last one. Ooh. Absolutely cray-cray. Okay. So we are on Blue Crystal Eagle. That is so right on point right now. Blue Crystal Eagle. Man, the energy at Shasta was, oh my God. I finally just switched the video over to public because you know when I do it on my mobile, I can't switch it. Okay, so we are on Guided by Abundance. Nope, sorry, wrong one. We are guided by accomplishments. I was looking at the blue and looking at the other blue, got the wrong blue. All right, guided by accomplishments. So here in the Blue Crystal Eagle, I dedicate in order to create universal mind. I seal the output of vision with the crystal tone of corporation. I am guided by the power of accomplishment. I am Galactic Activation Portal. Enter me. The color is blue. The planet is Jupiter. And the chakra is crown. And earth family is polar. The message, okay, we do have a rune. The same great cosmic mind exists in every single galaxy. It permeates the universe, space, and universal time. This is going to be that fourth dimensional mental sphere in the back of the head. And then the second dimensional cosmic ascension of the higher mind. So let's see the rune. Last one. Then tomorrow is Yellow Cosmic Warrior. So we do have another challenge a new challenge that we will be doing for sure. So I have some really interesting messages that were coming through. And I was like, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, so the rune today is Constraint 105. Let's see. Constraint. Okay. Constraint, necessity, pain. The necessity of learning to deal with severe constraints is a lesson of the Natsuzai. This rune represents the obstacles we create for ourselves as well as for those we encounter in the world around us. Both can be equally difficult to handle. To identify your shadows, your dark aspects, your repressed side, places where growth has been stunted, resulting in weaknesses that are often projected onto others. Don't take this world personally. This rune is saying work with the shadow, examine what is in your nature that attracts hardship or misfortunes in your life. When at last you can look upon the rune of constraint with a smile, and you will recognize the troubles, denials, and setbacks in your life are your teachers, guides, and allies. The need for restraint is unquestionable here. Drawing this rune indicates that there may be holdups and reasons to reconsider your plans carefully. Clearly, there is work to be done on yourself. So, take it on with a good humor and show perseverance. This is a time. This is the time to pay off old debts, to restore, if not harmony, at least balance. So men restore, redress. When fishermen can't go to sea, they repair the nets. Let the constraints of the time serve you in writing your relationship to yourself. Be mindful that ratification must come before progress. And as always, consider the uses of adversity. So, this is right on point with a lot of things that are going on right now. And one of the messages that I got when I was up there is we are all trying to do new things on an old timeline energy that's moving, when really you need to be anchoring. Hold on a second. You want to lay by the heater, baby? Here you go. Come on. Okay. Well, I just turned it on. Don't have to get all upset about it. It's on now. Come on. Come on, Cleo. You can lay by it. Oh, okay. So you're just going to peek around the corner? Is that it? All right. As you are, you little lyran. All right. So anyway, you can't do newer things, thank you, on an old mind belief set that's still tied into third dimensional energy, where the entrapment is all about getting the money. Okay? Getting the money. I gotta get the money. I gotta get the money. So this I gotta get the money syndrome has to stop, because it is tied into corporational thinking, profit, and forcing energy to make things happen. When we're dealing with the kin of accomplishment, it means what is your accomplishment that you were aiming for in this whole 10 days that we were looking at, making outlines or getting things out in the open, what you needed to look at. What needs to be said, what needs to be looked at, what needs to be moved through. There are so many open portals right now. It's actually causing people to follow old energy of self, old thinking patterns of self. Let's So that needs to stop. And it's through skills all things are transformed. So knows accomplishments and healing. Okay. To know, to have accomplishments and healing. Okay. So when we are looking at, these blues are playing tricks on my eyeballs. Excuse me. Okay. The blue crystal eagle brings in, creates vision and mind. Okay. Under the energy of accomplishment. That's what's throwing me off. I'm seeing accomplishment and I'm seeing abundant. This is what I'm looking at. These two blues. And I'm like, wait a minute. It's the last one. So, the blue eagle is going to be all about that. The journey towards perfection means rising above limitation, rising so high that not the horizon of one country or one continent only is seen, but that the whole world, the higher we rise, the wider becomes the horizon of our view. So, what is the collective mind? What is the vision? What is the planetary consciousness that you're stepping into? What is the creativity? So, you can't create from the old way of thinking on a new timeline. It's just not going to work. Okay, it's just not going to work. It's not going to work. Yeah, this was a gift. This was a gift, and it lines up with everything that happened yesterday and how it all ties into today. So, yesterday was all about the white wizard, me, the energy of white wizard magic energy, staying in the magic, staying in the wizardry, okay? Staying in synchronicity, staying in newness, staying in the wonders of seeing things through new eyes of awareness. Okay, let me put it that way. So, this is going to kind of be a little deep. But if you're a regular Be So Light tribe member, you're going to get this. Okay? Because of. Okay, thank you. Thank you. I was wondering if you guys are going to just let me hang out here to dry. All right. Thank you. Team's here. Okay, so the ability to stay true to the self on a higher timeline and to know what is really yours to do and to be aligned with it. Okay? This is going to kind of hit a little bit in that solar plexus. This is going to kind of hit in that heart center. But it's one of those things that needs to be said so that it actually aids in shifting the awareness, shifting it. You cannot do the newness on the old timeline belief energy of money, thinking that it's going to be successful. Because what's happening, the old timeline was built on colonizing, it was built on profits, it was built on enslaving people to a system to make money. That system is going away in the way that it came about. So all the corded energy that has rooted that belief has to now be dug up out of your consciousness, out of your space, out of everything. And now you totally have to stand empty in the self and be realigned to your new alignment. It is a mastery that all of us are going to be tested on. Right now. It's happening right now. So a situation or a trigger, an energy is going to keep coming up that's going to keep smacking you in the face. That's going to make you look at things and say, why isn't this working? Why isn't this working? I've had the same thing come up for the last couple of days, and then yesterday was like the aha moment. And then got validation this morning when I woke up and someone said the words that went ding, 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 ding. There's the validation. So all of us have to be in a place of that aligned energy. It's alignment time. Okay? It is not about how fast can I make this money? How fast can I do this? How can I get to be this millionaire, this trillionaire? If you look at where your energy is going, it's just chasing that energy cord that's tied into the old construct. So you got to flip it and stay in the place of, what are you here to do? What is your part? How are you being of service? How are you bringing the community together? How are you helping to heal the community? What is your gift that Creator gave you that you said that you would come down here to do? What is it? Because I am so sorry to say this. This is going to hit hard. Please forgive me. I love all of you, but some of you have to hear this because all you're doing is spinning yourself in circles and you're driving yourself crazy. It doesn't matter how many teachers you get. It doesn't matter how many courses you take. If you're taking courses that improve your knowledge of what you are currently doing, great. But if it is to chase and to profit, to make profit of the self, that is still tied to an old construct and is not working for those of you that are moving your energy up in the higher timeline. It's not working. You're feeling like you get a little bit of this, but it's just not the full this. The cohesion of this is not solid. And the reason is because you have to step into that place of, what are you here for? What are you here to do? So I made the notes on this and it was perfect. Don't put money first. Okay, so get your notebooks out. Don't put money first. Don't put it first. So true. This is the validation that I received the info from. Don't put it first. Put the ideal, put the creation, put the love, put the passion, put the inspiration, put that first. But don't put the money first. Okay? Get into alignment with your gifts and being of service with the purpose to help others. The money will follow. It will follow your true purpose. And it's not going to be something where you just get an ideal and that's how the money's going to come in. It's going to be an inspiration. It's going to be a soul feeding spirit connection spiritually. Going into a crystalline body, moving into the crystal self, coming into that higher awakening, and having the sense of broadening of the knowledge and the wisdom of yourself is where you'll find your alignment of what you're supposed to be doing. And everything comes to you in that fold. It's not going to come to you through the old construct because that's going bye-bye. If you are being upgraded and you're moving through and you're moving out of old stuff that's just not being aligned to you anymore, then you have to allow yourself to embrace the new you. This is why the other day before yesterday, it was all about the birthing energy. What are you giving birth to? Are you giving birth to the same thing, same rigmarole? All of us are going through this moment right now where you're questioning, what am I doing? How can I get this to be sustainable? How can I have a life where I'm not worrying about all this stuff that comes along with living on this planet. That's why everything's going away. And I got a lesson in that last night, trying to pay for my DMV tags. Never had a problem trying to pay for my DMV tags. If I was going to be late or something, fine. But I had the money, everything to cover it. Out here in California where they rob us blind all the time. So I'm trying to make a payment like I normally do. I got all the info. I call the thing. There's problems trying to make the payment. I'm sorry, we do not see you in the system. I'm like, of course you don't. I'm on a higher system. I'm dipping down into this lower contract to do this part. So I type it back in again. So this time it doesn't take my card. So can't pay for this. Nobody's in the office to help you at this time. I'm like, okay. I go out. I come back in. I go to a different screen. And I said, okay, let me just do a direct into my bank, where they don't charge the extra fee for using the stupid cards. I put it in. Went right through. Had all my info right there. I said, oh, okay. So because the construct, here we go, here's the medicine. Because everything is coming down, you, DMV, don't trust the fact that people are going to use their cards and their cards might not be good anymore on certain days that you already sent them their payment fee 2 months ahead of time. But you got to try to stay ahead of the game, so you just put it up there. If that doesn't work, try using just your bank route, using a check. And do it that way. And there's all the info. And I'm like, that's very interesting. Because it has to be a guarantee. So when we're looking at our purpose and our mission, what is the accomplishment? What is the guarantee that I signed up for this, what I'm doing, what I'm coming in to do, I'm being of service, I'm reaching out there, just like how I come here every time. And I come on here and I do the teaching. And I say, if you would like to have a session with me, email me. Let me know. I look at the email. It depends on what's going on. If you give me a la email, you don't describe or say who you are, I'm going to be, like most grandmothers do, you kind of come at them with a half thing. They look at you like, I don't understand what you're saying. What are you doing? Give me the full picture. Okay? I'll be like, okay, let this person regroup, come back, and say what they need to say. And then I'll take it and see if this is aligned. Okay. Interesting. Aligned, to see if it's aligned with you. Just had a flash come up. Earthquake happened at 3:08. Did you feel the earthquake? No, because it's not an earthquake. It's something happening in the waters. Fighting in the waters. Anyway. So here's the next part. I want you to dip into building a community and knowing that your ancestors are backing you. Having those conversations with your ancestral DNA. Okay, now this is where it's going to get a little weird. So, okay, they're showing me how I can say it. I'm like, wait, hold on a second. Okay, let's say me, who I am, I decide that I want to go and join this beautiful circly, the beautiful Asian art where they are able to do all these acrobatics and they're able to flip themselves all over the place and do all this wonderful stuff, and they're so entertaining and so colorful, and I want to go and learn how to do all that at age 58. First thing I would show up at the class, right, with these younger people who have flexibility beyond belief. Is my body DNA going to match up with what they do as a culture of what they have been trained to do in that particular art? Do I even carry that DNA to go do that? So if I walk in and I say, hey, I want to learn how to do this and get into that and da 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 da, and I know for a fact I cannot take this body of mine and bend myself all the way backwards and flip over. I already know I can't do that. That's not going to happen. I already know I can't go flipping through the air and then go lay into my splits. Now, back in the day when I was doing my dance, I could do my pirouette turns, do my triples, do my 4, do my 5 turns, and then land into splits and do that. But I don't think that's very wise of me right now to try to go do that. It's not a line. It's not a line. Inspirational things that you came here to do with a purpose is yours to do because it's aligned with you. Some of you are just missing the actual key turning. What if you were to take it up a notch and do it from a different perspective? What if you were to just look at yourself and say, oh, damn, I got some deep heritage here. I have some deep Celtic heritage here. I've got some deep traits of Ireland here. I need to tap into that and totally go from that point of view and watch what happens. What's the alignment? It's the same if you are in your own DNA self and say that you were afraid to study anything that was Haitian or Voodoo or anything that was of a different shamanistic, earth-based African medicine. You're scared to do it because you were brought up a different way, Christian way. Pay attention. I'm showing you how this works. So you stay in alignment in the Christian way because that's what you believe, that's your following to do. But you have struggles. There's struggles. But then you get connected to the deep inherited DNA part of yourself. You start getting visits from your grandmothers, your ancestors from the other side start showing their faces. You start tapping into inspirations, things. Now I'm going to take you forward and show you what I'm talking about with this. After going through and going up into Shasta yesterday and seeing that humongous dragon spirit cloud being coming through, I was just like, it was so impressive. This one guy that was coming up to the mountain because we couldn't go any further because they closed the first gate, he had to stop and get out of the car and take a picture of it. He goes, I've never seen anything like that. Is this normal up here? I go, no, not like that. You don't see that unless you way up at the mountaintop up there at the top, at the base of the mountain, you can see it come through, and then it hovers right there, but not this low. He's like, wow, it looks alive. And I say, because it is. So we leave from that. We go over and put in an order for some fries. I wanted some garlic fries. And then it was like, hey, let's go over to this crystal shop over here. I've never been to it, which is called Heart Light. And I'm like, well, okay. I said, okay, we'll go to Heart Light. Now I want you to look at this. Look at the symbol. Can't probably tell very much. So I said, okay, fine, we'll go there while we're waiting for our stuff. I put the pictures up in community, just a few of them. But the pictures don't do justice. I'm tying this all in to show you how you stay aligned. All right? You ready? Here we go. So when we walk in through the door, I'm thinking it's just like a showcase crystal place. I'm like, oh, it's high end. Oh. But the first thing I see is a crystal grid off to the side. And I'm like, damn, that's fresh. That's nice. And the whole floor, we're talking about the size of a half of a full-size bed, mapping crystal grid on the floor, is covered with quartz crystals and rose quartz. This small, okay? Let me show you how small it is, because I really want you to get the idea about this alignment. See this? See how small that is? Okay? All right, so we're greeted by this older man who's Chinese. And the first thing when I saw him, I said, Laos. I go, whoa, he's got some serious ancestors with him. He's a coder. And my friend with me, she goes, he kind of reminds me of the key guy in The Matrix. I go, yeah, straight up. Look just like him. Had the glasses on, kind of looks like a professor. Can't pay attention. This is accomplishment. This is birth. This is alignment. So we're walking around in this place. And I'm like, how the hell did I not know that this was here? And Spirit comes and says, because he's on a high dimension. He doesn't have all the grids done yet. But when he puts the final ones in, it's going to light up. It's going to be an anchor here. And I was like, whoa. So we're walking around. First thing I saw was that picture, crystal of the Kuan Yin. I said, that's a quartz crystal, clear, cut glass, Kuan Yin. The whole time I'm walking around in this place, I was like this. Amazed. The energy was off the freaking chain. These huge symbols, this right here was on a wall that comes up and is fully activated. It was on another wall, fully activated. Dragon energy up the gazoo. Crystals, Lemurian, things that I was just like, holy crap. And these Lemurians were like 12th and 13th, 14th, 16th dimensional Lemurians that were fully freaking activated in his place because he stands them up. He didn't have everything all just kind of shuffle laying down in a thing. He had them all in a different type of grid in a pattern in that whole place. That place was charged off the grill. I'm telling you, when I left out of there, I felt like my whole body just went through some new configuration. My DNA went straight up and came back down and says, "You are now advanced. You may enter." I was like, damn. And the beauty of this, the bottles that you buy of this, these were from the 11/11 ceremony, meditation, and prayers that they did as a community. And what they do is they take them after they sit with the prayers and wishing of health and wealth and prosperity. They take them and put them in the bottle. And they sit them out so people can purchase them because this is from the medicine of 11/11. I was just like, and then I saw a wand that I wanted, $7,000. I said, okay. It was so beautiful. Ah! So the reason why I share this is because I asked him, how long have you been here? He goes, well, we've been here for a little bit, but we had to redo things. And I said, can you tell me what this symbol is, this pyramid symbol? Why is it diamond shaped? How many diamonds does it take to do that? He goes, well, there's 7 diamonds that come down the side like this, 7 on the bottom, 7 on this side. Makes the pyramid. And I said, okay. And then they fill in inside, comes to like 28 diamond configuration that makes this pattern. I said, what is that? He goes, it's a sacred geometry pattern that we use in our philosophy, Chinese philosophy. So I figure it's Buddhism, connection, Tao, the Chinese philosophy. Okay? He is following his ancestral connection. He is an old crystal ley line gritter of this earth. That's what he walks with. Because if he didn't walk with it, he wouldn't be in the place where he is doing that and setting up those grids. If it wasn't his to do, to be with those crystals, to set that medicine in motion, to emanate that energy, alignment. You have to become your energy alignment. You're not going to find it in other people trying to teach you how to get the money. The money is not the problem. Where's your alignment in what you're creating and what you're bringing to the table for the community to be of service? What is your service with community? How are you bringing the people together in community here? How are you doing that? What is the part of you that is announcing, hey, I'm here, I got my light on. What do you need help with? That's the alignment. It's not the money. It's never been about the money. It's about, does that align to you? So I know I'm not going to be able to align myself and go do acrobatics and showcase money for doing that because that's not aligned with me. My body's not aligned with it. It's not my culture. I won't be able to do that. But it's so beautiful because the ones that follow it, they keep going with it because it's their culture of the beauty and the essence. They give birth to the unlimited boundaries of the body. They showcase their bodies as unlimited beings. They move like angels in the air. in front of you. So now you have to flip it and look at yourself and say, what is your gifts? What is the starting part of the gift? What are you doing? If money's not a part of the whole thing, and you can go out and do exactly what you really want to do, and it feels good, what is it? Because this is where we kind of get stuck. It's not in trying to hurry up and learn something from somebody else so you can hurry up and get it. It's all about what is aligning you. Now, getting good positive support, getting good positive foundation underneath you to run a successful business, to become that, yes, do follow that script. But at the end of the day, it's still going to come down to you making the final decision of what are you here to show up for. This is the test. And where are you going to place your energy so that you are seen? If you could just stand up and rip off the energy of holding you back, what is the obstacle that's holding you back? What would that be? What is the fear of really being you? What is that? What does it look like? What does it make you feel like? But when you show up in 100% of yourself, is that or is that not the accomplishment? The authentic self? Where you show up. What if you were a person who was hiding in the closet and you had a thing about you wanted to write erotic books, but you didn't want people to know that you like to write erotic love stories because you probably were brought up in a very strict religion background and you probably think that's bad, so you won't do it. But there'll be things that you float around that gives you the fantasy, the inspiration to want to do that, to write those fantasy love erotic stories, to take people on a journey through love and passion and the moments of ecstasy. That would mean you would have to shed what you're afraid of about expressing yourself like that in writing. But does it feel aligned? Does it bring you joy? When you're aligned, it brings you joy. It helps you to see what you're doing. When you're not aligned, it becomes a struggle. It becomes hard. That's how you know you're not in alignment. When you're fighting yourself, trying to get the result you're looking for and it's not aligned because there's a part that's missing, which is you. What is your DNA saying to you? What is the ancestral DNA saying to you? If you were to just jump into that, what would it be like? So, when it feels hard, it is not aligned. Don't force it. When it is aligned, it flows. It is not difficult. You are able to dance with spirit. Catch up to the newness of you. What is that like? Because as we keep moving and accelerating, you're going to have plenty of time to say, okay, that doesn't feel right. Okay, that doesn't feel right. I did something. I had a pair of the Crocs and stuff, and I said, okay, I'm going to try these out. These were great, but they felt like I was wearing big shoes on my feet. They were wide and had good lining in them, and I'm like, but my feet are not that wide. And even though I got these socks on, it still feels like they're comfortable, but they're too big. I took them back. They didn't have any wear or anything on them. I had all my stuff, and I said, it's just not working for me. I'd rather be truthful to myself and said, that doesn't feel aligned anymore. I thought it was going to be good. Okay, it's not good. I'm taking it back. Instead of taking the shoes and sticking them in the back of a closet somewhere, thinking one day you're going to use them, but you're really not. Yeah. How many of you are closet stickers? You put stuff in a closet thinking you're going to use it later and you never really do. 3 years go by and you say, oh, I still got this hanging on me. What is the accomplishment in these 10 days? What have you discovered about yourself that still keeps showing up? What is it? Because mine's met me on the mountain. My part was standing as the mist was rolling through and feeling that and watching the sun flicker on me and saying, wow, what am I really here to do? How can I do it bigger and better and easier? I want you to get that behind you. How can I do it bigger, better, easier, with flow and alignment? And then end it with, show me that, Spirit. Guide me on that. Versus you trying to figure out how to get the money to do that. I've done it. I have friends that do it. You've done it. All of us do it. Because that is the imprint on this level. We're not on this level no more. We're up here. And I know some of you are struggling to be up here. Give yourself permission. Walk in it. Do it from a new way. Do it from a place of, fuck, I'm not doing it like that no more. It didn't pay off. I'm going to do it a different way. I'm going to do it like this. And I'm going to see what happens. Be willing to test it. Be willing to test yourself. Be willing to get uncomfortable enough to see a different result instead of expecting the same thing. I watched somebody on a program that, and it was so funny. My friend asked me, did you unsubscribe from this person? I go, yeah, I did. Because I found that he wasn't being up in his higher vibration of himself. He was running an old looping program of, woe is me, I got this debt, da 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 da. Come subscribe for me, and da 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 da. I'm like, no. If you're doing that, and you're still playing off in that field, I can't align with that. So yeah, I'm unsubscribed. I'm not going to pay, this is going to hurt. I'm not going to pay money to someone monthly that's going to take me on a fucking roller coaster emotionally. I can't do it. I just can't. I can't sign up with that. And this is where all of us are looking. Where's your energy going? Where's your creativity going? How can you show up and be the creative mind goddess and god of yourself? And stand in it and really be that. Some of you, you're getting these little tests. Like I got a little tester when I was in Soul Connection. You're getting testers. It's required for the new curriculum on level 5, 6, 7, and 8, and 9, and 10. When we talk about going into these higher dimensions, it doesn't mean that you're staying in it so much that your body starts to have complicational problems staying in those higher frequencies. You come down and get calibrated to where you're comfortable, but you're still functioning from those higher places. It's a balancing. So I'm in soul connection and I'm like, okay, so I'm walking through and I'm like, where's cars? What do I need? Da 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 da. Okay, I'm not seeing what I want. Da 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 da. Because I wanted to get something and it's not here. Da 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 da. So I'm like, okay, forget about that. So then I hear go into the sound area. I'm like, oh, maybe there's something over there that I can get. And I'm like, okay. So I'm walking and I'm walking through and I see something laying on a counter and looks like it's out of place. And I'm like, what is that? I pick it up and I look at it and I'm like, what the hell is that? I kind of strike it and go, oh, well, okay. I put it back down. I look at the price and I go, oh, $60. So yeah, I put it back down. Okay, pay attention because we all do this. This has to stop. If you're going up, you can't do this no more. This negotiation thing. Okay, this stops. So then I try to walk away. I go look at something else and I come back to it. Still sitting there. I'm like, okay, I pick it up again. I'm like, let's try again. I'm like, oh, it sounds kind of cool. I put it down. And I literally hear, this is your test. Why are you letting the money for this be an issue? You have drums. You, matter of fact, have 2 drums in your closet. That's a total of $500 together. What's the problem? And I'm like, and I hear, do you like the sound? And I go, yeah. Go back over there. 3rd time around. I pick it up. I go, I know, Spirit. I'm working on this part. Allow myself to have this. Okay, fine. Okay. I pick it up and I strike it. And then it goes, boom. Wow, 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 wow. And I go, okay, let me find out if I'm playing this right. So I go and ask the owner, what is this? She goes, oh, that's a wah-wah. I go, what? A wah-wah. I go, okay, it says Zen tube. Okay, Zen tube. All right. I go, how do you do this? She goes, okay. She takes it. After she does that on me, I'm standing there and I'm like, I'll take it. She goes, we just put that out on the shelf and I had the striker, but somehow he kept moving the striker all over the place and I had to go find it. And I said, oh. I said, well, I like the thicker striker. And when you do it, it has a little hole right there. And you just press your thumb over it and it makes an entirely different vibration. But I want you to listen to this. I get up to the counter. She rings me up and she goes, oh, you got the Wawa. I go, yeah. She goes, oh, good. You have other sound tools. I go, oh yeah, I bought another tube, 513 frequency one, and I have two drums, the large size ones that I got from here. I got a buffalo drum. I got another calf drum that I have. My first drum I got, have that. And then I have my singing bowls, and then I have like a big crystal bowl. I got it up here back in the day when I went over to Crystal Healing Store and got the big crystal singing bowl. I got that one. Then I got a water drum. I have my tambourines, and I got my Sikh. I got. She goes, so when are you gonna start doing a sound bath teaching? And I go, she goes, you got everything. She goes, I'm gonna be doing a sound bath this week, my first one. I said, oh, congratulations. She goes, so then all of a sudden, as she reaches up and this lady comes around, she goes, oh, what is that? Will you play it? Play it. And then all of a sudden, all these people are like, play it, play it. And I'm like, no, I want to just wrap it up and take it with me. I don't want to play it right now. There was a reason. I just didn't want to participate in that. So this is the Wawa. It's by Zen Tube. And it's very soothing. It's almost like a didgeridoo. I was looking at a didgeridoo. They want 75 for that. And I was like, I like the Wawa. So I told you I'd come back with something. Came back with that. So we're completing these 10 days with the accomplishment, but we're not done just yet. We're going to take a break, maybe a day. But we're going to come back and we're going to do the work of obstruction eradicator. That came from my friend Sequoia, who brought that in and gave me, she had like a gift bag stuck down on the side of the car when she was driving. And I was like, what is, and she brings out this bag. Surprise! I'm like, what? And it had all these wonderful things in there. It had chocolate. It had oud incense. It had a card, a beautiful card that came with it for my birthday and coming up for next month and the holidays, winter solstice. That's really what I like to celebrate. And when she gave me the bag and she's driving and she goes, start opening it. And I'm opening it and I'm going through it and this was in the bag. This is funny because this is why I say a lot of us have this habit when you're supposed to get something, you don't get it. Now, I saw this up in Tribal Weavers and I said, wow, this is so pretty. I love the colors. I love the way they did the artwork, but I can't use it to lay cards and stuff on it. I don't want to use Ganesh like that for that. And I'm like, no, I don't want to do it like that. So I left it. She saw me looking at it and I left it there. So she grabbed it, put it in the bag. But what she did, she wrapped. Now this is the next part of the story. Done with the message. The message is, get aligned. Stay aligned. The rest will follow. Don't worry about all the stuff in between. You already know what you're supposed to be doing. If you didn't know what you were supposed to be doing, you wouldn't be doing what you're doing right now. But you have to go deeper. And you have to really honor yourself enough and make it yours. 100%. Your work, brand yourself and make it yours. My work as a galactic spiral light, teacher, writer, modality, activator, code, all of that, that's me. That's what I do. And I teach others how to do that. But this is my DNA makeup, as well as communicating with ancestors who are connected to me, and medicine that comes out. So in the box, she had a set of cards, and I was like, whoa, divine masters. I was like, ooh. So I opened up the box because this is the same guy that made this set, the gateway ones. So I said, oh, I can't wait to do the card layout. He did 44 cards, 44 cards on this. Oh, cool. So I get it. I open it up. And first thing it says, Divine Master within, the voice of my inner teacher, I call on you now. Awaken and activate. I am willing to remember you, and so it is. Some of us are just walking around in illusions of ourselves, but you haven't activated yourself. Could you please just activate yourself? Just say, I activate myself. Step into it. Comes with a nice book. And then when you open up the cards, on the back, it has another one. It says, Divine Masters, keepers of the ancient wisdom, I call on you now. Thank you for revealing to me what I need to know. I am willing to listen, and so it is. Okay, so here's the deal. A lot of us, you have a team that's going to help you get yourself situated, but you have to allow them to give you the messages so that you get it. Okay? So that you are in alignment with your team. So I'm not going to go through all the pictures of these because I'll do a separate video of those. But this is the back of the cards. But let me just say this. These cards, when you touch one of the cards, that being just shows up. You start to feel the essence of that being. Okay? And I'm like, holy crap, what is that? You start to feel the energy, the expressions that they're holding. There's a reason why I'm showing you certain ones. Because certain ones that I kept touching were showing up in the car. Car got a little bit filled up. There's what I want to really show you. This is one that will be a part of our next work. Sometime when I saw that one, I immediately had this flash of standing in front of a divine director and asking about my mission to Earth and what I wanted to incorporate into it. And I was like, and then I came back and I was like, well, what was that? So yeah, when I saw that, the divine director is all about trust the process, create space for the divine order to unfold. Trust the process. A lot of it also is trusting the self, trusting your creativity. I'm just like, And when you work with them, your third eye starts pulsating. Your crown starts doing this thing. And the one that got me the most in this set is her, Joan of Arc. Because she had an alignment, she had a mission, and she kept on going and trying to get people to understand what she was hearing, and they still took her out because she was tapped in to the divine. Okay, those are just a few I wanted to share. So, if you had your portal activated, you can go from the east to the south to the west to the north and deactivate your portal of the 10 days of what you have already completed. Um, the next part that we're going to step into is breaking out of the obstructions. What's obstructing you? Because next year's energy is about endings and beginnings. It's all at the same time. So the door's going to close, another door's going to open. So one of the things I want each and every one of you to prepare yourself for is, why are you here? Are you feeling aligned? Do you feel called to what you're doing? Do you feel like you're answering your call? Does it feel aligned to you in your heart? Does it feel good? Because if it doesn't feel good, it's okay to look and say, okay, I need to go back to the chalkboard. Something's missing. And we're going to get into that place of eradicating and moving out of what is blocking, what's causing the blockage. Okay? So I hope you'll be ready for that, to take that journey. Also, to let you know, I do have space open if you would like to get an activational reading that helps to activate your process of what you're doing. I love the results of one of my clients who came back and says that read just activated, opened up doors for me. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm like, you're welcome, 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 welcome. And I was like, I'm going to tell you this. And I know some of you probably get frustrated with yourselves and your business and stuff, but keep going. Keep doing it. Because it will open. We have Pluto out of Capricorn. Thank God. That was a huge blocker right there. Blocking everything. Everything's death, 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 up and down with Pluto. Now it's off of Capricorn. It's out of the way. Take a breath. Now this is a time that you can look and say, okay, where is it that I need to start moving forward? What do I need to start doing? What projects had I started and I put them aside and I'm not doing them? Why did I start that project? Did it feel good to me? Or did I put it away because I didn't think other people would be into it? Blah, blah, blah. Okay? So, with that being said, I'm going to jump into the card reads. And I ask, if you do go up to Shasta, please stop off at Heartlight and do that. I'm getting all these. We had an earthquake. I'm getting all these texts and stuff. We just had an earthquake. Yeah. That's probably why my head was hurting so much. Oh my God, yeah. That's why my head was hurting. I woke up with a headache this morning and I couldn't shake it. I was like, what is this? And now we had that earthquake at 3 something and this. And I said, okay, instead of calling it an earthquake, why don't we just say plates are shifting? There's been a shift. And as we have those shifts, portals open up and the gate stargates are fully activated right now. So the ley lines, which is the guy who owns the store of the Heartlight, Mr. Gridlight ley line gritter, is anchoring huge amount of light right now to stabilize things. So those of you that are the anchorers, this is your time to be stabilizing. I did a huge light language code and brought it down. It was the most beautiful thing. I literally, if I could have a camera that could follow what I did, I made notes of what it looks like and I put it in my notebook so I can draw it out. But it was so beautiful because I literally, when I had the crystal up and I aimed at the sun, I brought the code down and I was just writing and then anchoring it into the ley line and then pulling it and then up and then sending it out and then I could see it. And I was like, oh my God, I actually really see this. It's so beautiful in a way that I never seen it before. Okay. So we have hit some higher levels and it's going to be a little bit of rocking and a rolling going on. But this is a part of our process. I like this. As above, so below, so within, so without. Connections to heaven and earth through the stargate of your heart. I call forth from within the light of source. Thank you for standing at the forefront of my heart and mind. Thank you for activating the ancient wisdom of my soul. I welcome in the support of heaven and earth, the stars, light beings, and beyond. And so it is. Yeah. Love that. All right, lovelies, I'm going to go ahead and get this rounded up and send you on your way. And I will have the outline of what we are going to be doing in how many days. They haven't told me how many days yet. Okay, so we're going to do the 2 card lay, a gateway. We're going to activate a gateway and we're going to find what's the message of that gateway, who's tied to it. Okay, gateway. New ones. What's the divine message? Master over it. We're going to do the stars. Oh, no, that makes sense. I'm all like, why am I doing the stars? Get the stars. So when I was in Soul Connection, they had these beautiful dragon pendants. And I was really tempted to get them. And they were really nicely priced. And I was like, oh, so I pick up one of them. And literally one of my dragons came behind me and says, Priestess, no, put that down. I go, what? It's a dragon. It's a dragon pendant. Look, it's rose quartz. Priestess, you don't need that. Put that down, Priestess. I was like, okay. So then I pick up a tiger eye one and I said, Priestess, put that down. You don't need that. I go, okay. I was like, all right. Left it there. Was right. I didn't need it. I needed the wobble. Now here's the thing when you play with this. It sounds like a voice. When you play it, you feel your heart and your nervous system goes. Feels so good. Okay, the gateway, Akasha Records, has been activated, clearing old stories, releasing the past lives and freedom. The one that represents, oh, here we go. That top stat is Gaia, the resilient spirit, earth connection. Stay rooted in trust and faith. So, your Akasha Records, and then Gaia is saying also stay rooted. I know. And then here we have Erid- Eridanius, Eridanius constellation, and his confidence. This is ancient. This is fire. They're seeing the starving in the fire, and that's not a real fire. That's a spirit fire. That's interesting. Confidence. Okay, and then the message. Blessings in disguise, or being blessed up, or divine grace. You're being asked not to prejudge your current set of circumstances. Don't prejudge. And this looks like a spiral. I love this. Don't prejudge yourself. We do that so much to ourselves. Why? Why are you judging yourself? Quit it, please. And then the final one is, I gotta love it. Come on. Number 42, divine channel. You are a divine channel. You work with your angels and your guides to deliver messages that assist others on their spiritual path. Why are you doing what you do? Why are you here? Why are you doing what you do? What's the reasoning? Why do you show up? Why are you showing up? Each and every one of you are going to have tonight and tomorrow, take a piece of paper out, and I want you to write down, why are you doing what you do? Sometimes you just got to go back to basics to get a clearer understanding of what you are doing, why you're doing what you're doing. I can tell all of you why I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm doing this, being a priestess of galactic spiral light. One, because I love to teach. Two, because I love to channel and be a direct. I've been like this since the age of 8 or 9 years old, hearing spirit talk to me, seeing spirits since I've been young. It's in my blood. I'm never going to get rid of that. That's who I am. And I walk with that. I love crystals. I like being able to teach people how to use that to help with your body. I take my medical background of years being in nursing and I have intertwined it together to become a beautiful healing modality. That is compared to, through a friend of mine who compared it to biogenetics. And I'm like, really? She goes, yeah, spiral's like that. That's why I come and do, and I show up because I don't want people to not know who they are, and they're walking around with a dream of who they are, but they don't ever step up on it. I am not a perfect being. I have my flaws. But I tell you one thing, I love, love, love to watch people succeed and to become who they are really meant to be. I love that. I stand in the truth of who I am and in my integrity of who I am. I will make you laugh. I will make you cry. I will make you think. I will make you get mad. I will piss you off. But at the end of the day, after I pushed every freaking button on you to either get you to rise or to get you to see something about yourself, I want you to be able to lay in your bed and be able to say, I love myself. There is only one me. I'm here to do something great. Let it start with me. And give thanks for that. You're a part of the puzzle. You're a part of the bigger plan. We all are. We just have a little bit of scuffling that we do with ourselves, where we just kind of forget along the way. And that's okay. But don't give your power all away to someone else that can drive your train when you're the one that designed the train. You know where your soul train is going. So aim, align it, and drive it right. That's what this whole 10 days, what did you accomplish? What came up to the light? What's being shown? It's not a struggle. It's not a place where you're going to beat yourself up and say, I'm just not doing this right and blah, blah, blah. Doing that head talk crap. Stay out of there. Why are you here? What does it feel like to do what you do? Because nobody else can do it like you. What's your niche? And then the currency will come. The wealth will come as soon as you say yes to you and step into it. This is where we all as healers struggle, because we have to break that one contract where you believe because you're a healer, you're not supposed to be paid for your services. That's a huge one. So you sell yourself short. That's an obstruction. That's a blocker. And some kind of level on the pathway of you, it's a blocker. Because you will negotiate on your price and terms. It doesn't mean that because you're a healer, you go out and rip people off. No, you have to have integrity for your work, or you're going to be answering to the team for what you do. Why are you here? Why are you doing your work? How important is your work for the community? Period. Start with that sentence alone right there. What are you doing? What is your passion? How important is it for the community? What do you want the people in the community to get from you? I love it when I get feedback and people are doing good. Their bodies are healing. They're no longer looking at trying to take themselves off the planet. They're stepping into something new for themselves. They feel more inspired. Their creative template took off and got activated. Now they're unstoppable. They're coming up with stuff all the time. And they're divinely aligning and meeting the right people that see them, that is a match for their light. That is very important. Who is a match for your light? I know when I show up, everybody isn't going to be jumping up saying, oh yeah, I want to do Spark. No, because some people don't want to dig that hard. They don't want to let go of their storylines. They want to stay stuck. I get it. It's some kind of way it's being a service for you. You're getting something out of it. Whether it's a positive or a negative. That's why you keep it. That's why all of us have a little hidden something that we're still working on. But as long as you give yourself permission to do that and see it for what it is, you can heal it. And then you become the best aspect of your higher self in your form of you. Coming here to do what you came here to do. Your purpose. So when we see people designing a tool like this, The person that probably designed it said, I want to design something that makes people feel good when they hear it. So I want to make millions of these or thousands of these, different colors and sizes, different frequencies, because this is going to help someone feel that wah, 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 wah. It just sounds like a voice. If you really listen, it sounds like a voice. Somebody sat down and said, I'm going to make that. Now it's out there. You create, you give birth, you accomplish that. Now there it is. Keep going. Keep creating the vortex of yourself and know that you are being seen and heard. Keep showing up. Stand in your power. Stand in who you are. And trust it and believe it. That's a lot to do right there. Give yourself kudos. I tell you what, and I'll end it with this. If you're still above the ground and you're still breathing, able to walk, feed yourself, talk, you're here. You're here with a purpose. So do it. But be true to yourself. And don't beat yourself up because it's not coming out the way you want it to, or money's not flowing the way you want it to. Remember what I said. They put this together. They organized it to be like this. This whole construct of the money is not our fault. This is their. That's the new thing. All right, lovelies. Be good to yourself. Take your medicine baths. I will let you know tomorrow, hopefully, what is the challenge with Ganesh. Getting in there and breaking through some of those sticky things that are still hanging on to us. I'd rather see us break it all down before we go into that 9-year. And yes, we have a lot of portals open. And yes, a lot of things are moving and shifting. So please make sure you do your part and take care of yourself. Make sure you love yourself. And please, just step into yourself. You got the key. You know what you're here to do. Take a breath. Drop in the shoulders. Drop into your heart. And align. And really be truthful to your alignment. That's the deal. All right. I love you all. Be good to yourself. Bye.